Bolje vas našli, pomaže Bog. Ja sam Zoran Stojiljković, malo kratko, ali potpunije da se predstavim. Oficir pilot, pukovnik u penziji, prijatelj sam sa Klausom godinama i nismo imali ranije čast da se sa vama sretnemo u vašem gradu, ali smo bili u većini gradova u Srbiji. Klaus Kenet je prijatelj iz Srbije i svih pravoslavnih, ali prijatelji svih ljudi dobre volje. Rođen je 45. godine u Čehoslovačkoj, u jednom nesrećnom vremenu na kraju rata, proživio teško detinjstvo i u svom životu on će malo više imati priliku da vam kaže, pošto je to autentično od njega.
Very famous book in Serbia.
Prevodio je knjigu Sveti Siloan Abel-Tasa, veoma važna knjiga.
He was translating it into French, and for that time he was in Lausanne in Switzerland.
Prevodio sa francuskog i taj put je bio u Lozani u Švajcarskoj.
So he was crossing a zebra crossing in the street. I came with my car and almost smashed him.
Prelazio je pešački prelaz i za malo sam ga udario svojim vozilom.
I didn't know who he was.
Nisam znao ko je on bio.
But when I saw his face,
Ali kada sam ugledao njegovo lice,
I knew this is the guru, the
znao sam
spiritual teacher I've been looking all my life
da
for.
je to guru ili duhovni učitelj za kojim sam tragao čitav život.
This face was expressing love, love, love.
Njegovo lice je izražavalo samo ljubav.
And when people ask me now, how was he?
I kad me ljudi sada pitaju kakav je bio,
I say, very simple, he was love incarnate.
ja kažem veoma jednostavno, bio je ovakloćena ljubav.
And he gave me many lessons, of course.
Dao mi je naravno mnogo toga me je naučio.
When I was just walking over to get the blessing from the bishop in the church just now,
Malo pre kada sam ulazio u crkvu i bio da uzmem blagoslov od
the theological
vladike,
teacher, you,
od veroučitelja,
my job is to teach catechism to the children.
moj posao je bio da učim i katehizis decu.
And I told him,
I rekao sam,
my job is to be a model.
moj posao je da budem model.
Because about Bible, about theology, everything has been said already.
Jer je o Bibliji i bogoslovlju sve rečeno do sada.
The top for me was Nikola Velimirović.
Za mene je
I read all these things. Wonderful.
Nikolaj Velimirović, to je izvanredno.
So what now? Why is not so many young people here tonight? Where are the young people?
Zanima me gde su mladi ljudi večeras, nema ih.
So what we need now is, of course, we need a catechism, but we need models. And Father Sofroni was the model for me.
Naravno, mi trebamo veroučitelja, ali trebamo obrazca. Otac Sofroni je bio obrazac, model za mene.
When I'm Orthodox today, it is because of Father Sofroni, because he was the model.
Razlog zašto sam danas pravoslavan je Otac Sofroni, jer je on za mene bio model.
So theology came later. First I needed a model to see, is he hypocrite like many hypocrites that I met in the Catholic Church, in Buddhism, I met many hypocrites, but I wanted to see, is he true?
Teologija dolazi kasnije, prvo nam treba model, odnosno da vidimo da li je neko licemer kao kod rimokatolika ili je istinit.
And Saint Sophrony was just love and human and humorous. He was very humorous also.
I Otac Sofroni je bio ljubav, bio je i human, ali je bio i duhovit također.
So when I saw him, I said, why are you so black?
Kada sam ga prvi put video u vezi ovog mog crnog džempera, pitao sam ga zašto si ti u crnom.
Look at advertising,
Pogledaj oglase,
colors and colors, why are you so black?
boje na sve strane, zašto si ti u crnom?
And Father Sophrony, he said, come to the window.
Otac Sofroni je mi rekao,
In the office where he was working, the translation. So
dođi do kancelarije, na prozor gde on radio i prevodio.
underneath was a boulevard.
Ispod je bio bulevar,
He opened the curtain
otvorio je zavesu
and he said, look down,
i rekao, pogledaj dole.
look at the cars attentively.
Pogledaj pažljivo automobile koji prolaze.
Okay, green, Opel, blue, Volkswagen, black Mercedes, yellow, you know, all Fiat and all these cars.
Zeleni, zeleni Volkswagen, crni Mercedes i različite boje automobila.
He closed the curtain, he looked at me. Klaus, which car did you like most?
Zatvorio zavesu i pitao me, Klaus, koji ti se auto najviše dopada?
I said the most elegant was the black Mercedes.
Rekao sam, najelegantnije crni Mercedes.
That's why we are black, he said.
Odgovorio je, zato smo mi u crnom.
That was my first words with Father Sophroni.
To je bio moja prva reč razmena reči sa ocem Sophronijem.
If he would have told me, you must become Orthodox like a Protestant, you must convert your life to Orthodoxy, I would have gone.
Da je vršio pritisak na mene da moram da postanem pravoslavni, ja bih pobegao.
Immediately, 5 minutes later,
Odmah, 5
I
minuta
said,
kasnije,
because I love you, can I take a photo of you?
ja sam ga pitao, sviđaš mi se, da li mogu da te fotografišem?
He said, no.
Rekao je ne.
Why? He said, because everybody takes pictures of me. I have 2,000 photos. They all show me who I am not.
Odgovorio je zato što na hiljade ljudi me fotografiše
All this, it's not me, he says.
i pokazuju na fotografijama kakav ja nisam.
And actually, I saw, before Saint Sophroni became canonized, about 2 months now, I think, I saw even in Romania icons on the wall with halo already of Saint Sophroni.
Nadam se da pre nego što starca Sophronija kanonizuju, vidio sam već u Rumuniji ikone sa njegovim likom.
But it was not him.
Ali to nije bio on.
You can see physically, of course, it was him. But when you have known Father Sophroni, you want to express the love in his eyes. This is the secret of
To nije on,
Orthodox.
jer je otac Sophronije bio, mogli ste vidjeti ljubav u njegovim očima.
So, but immediately, I was important for Father Sophroni. All the time, when we met for a period of 10 years, when we were together, I was important, not he. For him, I was the most important thing.
I ono što je moj utisak za 10 godina koliko smo se poznavali, da sam ja bio važan za njega, da nije on se pravio važan, nego sam ja bio za njega važan.
Not any ideas about teaching, about orthodoxy, about Bible. I was just the center of the meeting all the time. This is so well doing inside, this respect, this love.
Ne neka ideja o pravoslavlju, nego duboko poštovanje i ljubav prema meni.
So he sensed that photo would be important for me.
I on je u tom trenutku osjetio da će da ga fotografišem, da je za mene važno.
So he took off his glasses.
Skinuo je
He
svoje
was posing
naočare
for me.
i namestio se da mi pozirao mi je da ga slikam. I ovo je
This
slika
is the picture. When he put off his glasses, I have taken of him.
kad je skinuo naočare i ja sam ga slikao. To je fotografija ovih misli.
So what is important all the time?
Dakle, šta je važno sve vreme?
I think this is one of the biggest mistakes Orthodox people make.
Mislim da je to najveća greška koju pravoslavni ljudi čine.
We want to teach the others that they are wrong. They who make yoga, they make Buddhism, the homosexuals, whatever. We always tell them you're bad, you're bad, you're bad.
Hoćemo da ubedimo druge da to što čine nije dobro, da li je to yoga ili šta god, da ih ubedimo da su loši.
And of course we know it is not godly. We know, of course, but we act wrong when we say what you do is bad.
Naravno, mi znamo da je to što neko radi loše.
And that was the greatest lessons Father Sophroni, Saint Sophroni gave me.
I to je bila jedna od najvećih lekcija koje mi je otac Sophronije
He took
dao.
off his
Skinuo je svoj
orthodoxy and it became like Klaus.
skinuo je svoj veo pravoslave i postao je kao ja.
He
kao
came into
Klaus.
my world.
Došao je u moj svet.
What did Christ do? Jesus Christ
Šta je
took off his Godhead
Isus
and
Hristos
became man.
radio, postao je čovjek.
So Christ became man. Father Sophroni became Klaus.
Kao što je Hristos postao čovjek,
And
tako
now
je
Klaus is doing the same.
otac Sophronije postao Klaus. I Klaus sada
I
radi
will talk
to
you
isto.
about yoga.
Zato ću vam pričati o jogi.
1945, just at the end of the war,
U
when
maju
all Germans were killed.
45. sam rođen i za malo sam bio ubijen na kraju rata.
So, when I had this big conflict with my parents, no, mother only, father was there, not there.
Kada sam imao veliki sukob sa mojom majkom, jer oca nisam imao,
I had problem with the police, with the school, with the teachers, with everybody, was my enemies.
problem sa svima, svi su bili moji neprijatelji, sa školom, sa policijom, sa učiteljima.
So there was only one man, he said, I will manage your boy. He said to my mother, I will manage him.
Tada se pojavio jedan čovjek koji je rekao, ja ću njime da upravljam, ja mogu da se da se nosim sa
There
njim.
was a Roman Catholic priest.
To je bio rimokatolički sveštenik.
This priest had magic powers.
On je imao moći.
He took away the greatest gift God gives to humans.
I oduzeo mi je najveći dar koji je Bog dao ljudima.
My free will.
Moju slobodnu volju.
Again, Saint Sophrony says, when he created Adam and Eve, he made them the risk, he said, the risk of creation, to give them free will.
Kao što je otac Sofronije rekao, Bog je rizikovao na neki način kada je dao slobodnu volju ljudima koje je stvorio.
The free will to decide against God, and that's what they did.
Jer slobodna volja pretpostavlja mogućnost da se suprotstave Bogu
You
što su oni radili.
try to decide against Allah. In Muslim, they cut your throat.
Pokušajte da se suprotstavite Allahu u muslimanskim zemljama, razrezat će vam grlo.
Only Christ run this risk.
Jedino je Hristos preuzeo
To give
taj
the free will.
rizik da da slobodnu volju.
That's love.
To je ljubav.
And that the priest took away because he was a homosexual himself, and he started to violate me for 7 years every night.
I taj rimokatolički sveštenik mi je uzeo slobodnu volju i zlostavljao me 7 godina svake noći.
So that was Christianity as I learned it up to 22 years when I quit the pig of priest.
I to je bilo hrišćanstvo koje sam ja poznavao u 22. godini kada sam otišao od toga nečoveka.
And I thought, now I am free.
I mislio sam, sad sam slobodan.
And I started to take drugs.
Počeo sam da se drogiram.
Killed me almost 2 times.
2 put skoro sam se predozirao.
Where is God?
Gde je Bog?
Not in mystic experiences with drugs. He wasn't there.
Nije u mističnom iskustvu drogiranja,
It was demonic.
jer je to bilo demonsko.
And I wanted to kill myself for a loneliness.
Htio
Because
sam da se ubijem zbog usamljenosti.
I had no love and I never knew what love is.
Nisam imao ljubavi, nisam znao šta je ljubav jeste.
And then I maybe with God in philosophy.
Mislio sam da je Bog u filosofiji.
And I started from Socrates, from
Počeo sam
Plato, all up to Nietzsche. Philosophy is God somewhere in the philosophical mind.
da izučavam sve filozofe od Platona, Sokrata do Ničea i mislio sam da je Bog u umu.
And it was one day in the university in Hamburg where I studied.
Jedan dan sam se našao na univerzitetu u Hamburgu gdje sam studirao.
Nietzsche, a very famous poet, philosopher.
Nietzsche,
Hitler liked him very much.
Veliki poeta i filozof i volao sam ga tada, odnosno Hitler.
He said something very important. He said, like, religion is opium for the people.
I on je rekao da je religija opijum za narod.
You have had Tito, so Marx said the same, opium for the people. It comes from Feuerbach, he's a German philosopher, so he was the first one.
Od Feuerbacha, koji je nemački filozof, koji je to prvi rekao.
And of course, religion is opium for the people.
Naravno da je religija opijum za narod.
Because when you understand what religion does, fanaticize people and make war. Through all the history, religion makes war.
Naravno, kad razumete šta religija radi, izaziva ratove širom sveta.
Until the point we understand Christianity is revelation and not religion. What a difference.
Dok ne razumete koja je zaista prava razlika između hrišćanstva, da ono nije religija nego otkrivenje.
God revealed himself, and that's not religion, it's a
Jer je Bog
revelation.
otkrio samoga sebe, a to već nije religija.
It's from this moment on we have personal contact to Christ.
Jer od tog trenutka mi imamo lični kontakt sa Hristom.
So another side of philosopher Nietzsche was, God is dead.
Jedna od poznatih izreka Niče je bila Bog je mrtav.
And at that time, of course, I was a hippie, I was in the drugs, and I thought, yes, Nietzsche is right.
Naravno, u to vreme kad sam vidio da je to napisano, verovao sam da je Niče u redu, jer sam bio hipik.
And someone had written in a toilet in Hamburg, in university, God is dead, in brackets underneath, Nietzsche.
Neko je napisao, vaš život će se promeniti večeras.
This is one thing Mother Teresa was teaching me also.
Također je to izreka koju je majka Tereza me učila.
Said, Klaus,
Rekla mi je, Klaus,
everybody who comes to me, I want him to go away from me richer than he came.
Klaus, svako kod mene dolazi, gledam da ode bogatiji od mene nego što je došao.
And I want you people who are here tonight, when you go out through the door, you go richer than you came in.
odete bogatiji nego što ste ušli u ovu gostoprimnicu.
If this is not the case, I am useless. Then I forget about me.
Ako to ne bude slučaj, ja sam beskoristan i možete da me zaboravite.
I have to give you something.
Moram nešto da vam dam.
Not from myself, from Otac Tadej, from Father Sofroni.
Ne
Of
moje,
course.
nego od otaca,
Who am I?
oca Tadeja i Sofronija. Ko sam
And
ja?
the sentence Otac Tadej says, listen well now, listen really well. This can change your life now. Our happiness or our unhappiness is determined by our thoughts, not by the president of Serbia or by Trump or such other idiots. So it's by our thoughts. Very important sentence.
Tada je rekao, a što može da vam promeni život i večeras, to je da naša sreća i nesreća zavise od naših misli, ne od predsjednika Srbije ili od Trumpa.
So I felt somehow it must be somewhere in me, in another religion. I don't know.
I onda sam pomislio, mora da bude nešto u meni ili u drugoj religiji, ne znam.
I left university in Hamburg.
Napustio sam univerzitet u Hamburgu.
I had met some Gastarbeiter, Muslims,
Sreo sam
Turkish
neke
Gastarbeiter.
muslimane, radnike, gastarbajtere.
And because they were nice people, I went to Turkey and then to Iran, Afghanistan, Pakistan, and I was exploring what is Islam.
Pošto bili zanimljivi
To Mexico.
u Meksiku,
Further, I went to Peru and Bolivia and
Zatim,
Argentina.
preko
It's
Perua,
not Argentina, in Ecuador. And,
Perua, Ekvadora i Bolivije.
and then, up to that point,
I do te tačke,
my life was so risky.
moj život je bio tako rizičan.
I've been in war between
Bio sam u
India
ratu
and Pakistan,
između Indije i
and
Pakistana,
the war between Israel and Lebanon,
između Libanona i Izraela,
and
u
the
ratu,
war between Iraq and Iran.
u ratu između Irana i Iraka.
So I think my life was so dangerous that my guardian angel, my Christian guardian angel, or my guardian angels went on strike.
I mislim da sam toliko rizikovao svoj život da je moj anđeo hranitelj ili čuvar počeo da štrajkuje.
You see, when I just survived sometimes,
Jer
have you
koliko sam
ever,
puta jedva
have
preživeo,
you ever, if you're a lighter, burn your hair? You know it smells when you burn hair.
kad sa upaljačem ili na otvorenom plamenu oprljite kosu, osjeća se smrad.
So I think sometimes when the angels protected me, it smelled the burned wings.
I sad mi se čini da su anđeo koji me čuvao oprljio svoje krila od moga rizičnog života.
I think they wrote a petition to God, please do something about Klaus. It's so difficult to protect this guy.
Mislim da su napisali peticiju Bogu, učini nešto jer je teško štititi ovoga čoveka Klausa.
God is love, and he listened to his angel and he acted.
I s obzirom da je Bog ljubav, on je naravno postupio po njihovoj molbi.
Now, if you think that if God comes in your life, you're on a pink cloud, and you'll be like with a harp or like an angel, this is not our God.
Ako mislite da je Bog samo onaj koji će vas staviti na ružičasti oblak sa harfom, to nije naš Bog.
Maybe for some people he's doing like
Za
that.
neke verovatno ljude tako radi.
But in my case he didn't.
Ali u mom slučaju to nije bilo tako.
He sent me to be taken hostage for the Liberation Army in Colombia.
Desilo mi se da me zarobe kao taoca, da me uzmu za taoca kolumbijska revolucionarna armija.
They took me up in the Anden Mountains in a revolutionary camp.
Odveli su me u revolucionarni kamp visoko u Andima.
When I tried to flee,
Kad sam pokušao da pobegnem,
I was covered with blood.
izubijali su me i bio sam obliven krvlju.
They took out my clothes.
Skinuli su me
They
skroz,
threw me in a muddy ditch.
bacili su me u jarak pun
And then came the
blata
execution squad came.
i osudili su me na smrt. Došao je vod koji treba da izvrši
The last
kaznu.
thing before I died, I was counting 7 Kalashnikovs.
I moment pre nego što sam trebao da bude mrtav, prebrao sam 7 kalašnjikova.
And I saw the finger was on the trigger.
I bio sam svestan da je prst na okidaču.
So there was 1 second to live.
1 sekund je još ostao da preživim i živim.
What is 1 second?
Šta je 1 sekund, da li ste se pitali?
What is time?
Šta je vreme?
I started to ask these questions before. What is time?
To sam postavio pitanje ranije. Šta je vreme?
I'd like to tell you a little joke now.
Htio bih da vam
That is
ispričam
very
jednu
deep joke.
šalu koja nije plitka, nego je dosta duboka.
One day, from internet. Somebody sent me a photo.
Neko mi je poslao foto sa interneta,
A
naravno,
Jew standing at the Wailing Wall in Jerusalem. Wailing Wall is the old Solomon temple.
gde je jedan Jevrej prikazan kako stoji ispred zida plača kod Solomonovog hrama.
Where the Jews always put these little papers, you know, like.
Znate da Jevreji stavljaju male papiriće u zid
So on
plača.
this photo was a Jew, and he was with a mobile phone.
Na toj karikaturi ili slici prikazan je bio Jevrej sa mobilnim telefonom kako razgovara sa Bogom.
So underneath was written like he's talking to God.
I ispod je napisano bilo tekst kako on razgovara sa Bogom, govoreći sledeći.
God, can I ask you a question?
Bože, mogu li te pitati jedno nešto?
Yes.
Naravno, stiže glas, možeš.
God, what is 1,000,000 years for you?
Bože, šta je 1.000.000 godina za tebe?
God says, 1 second.
Bog odgovara, 1 sekunda.
God, can I ask you another question? Yes.
Jevrej kaže, Bože, mogu li te pitati još jedno pitanje? Odgovor stiže da.
God, what is $1,000,000 for you?
Bože, šta je 1.000.000 za tebe?
1 dinar.
1 dinar, odgovara Bog.
One more question, God.
Još samo jedno pitanje, Bože, kaže Jevrej.
Can you give me a dinar?
Možeš li mi dati taj dinar?
And God says, wait a second.
I Bog odgovara, naravno, sačekaj sekund. Pitao Klause, da li možeš da izgovoriš ime Isus? Samo da izgovoriš.
It was impossible.
Ali za mene je bilo nemoguće.
And he said, Klaus, because you are not free, you're a slave of the demons.
I on mi je rekao, Klause, to je zato što si rob demona.
You did yoga.
Radio si, bavio
You
si
did
jogom,
Hinduism.
bavio si
You
hinduizmom,
opened your doors very wide for all these energies.
otvorio si vrata širom za sve te energije.
If you want to become a Christian, you cannot even if you want.
Ako i želiš da postaneš hrišćanin, tebi je to nemoguće.
But I can offer you
Ali mogu da ti ponudim
an exorcism,
obred egzorcizma,
not me, in the name of Jesus
ne
Christ.
u moje, nego u ime Isusa Hrista.
I cannot force you.
Neću te terati,
I had nothing to lose anymore, so do it.
nisam imao ništa da uradim i
It was not that fast. I mean, it took some hours, days sometimes.
naravno, nije to bilo tako brzo, trebalo je mnogo borbe, nije to bilo tako brzo, trajalo je nekoliko sati.
After that, I could pronounce the word Jesus.
Posle toga sam mogao da izgovorim ime Isusa.
And the priest, it was a Protestant pastor,
I
a
taj
priest also.
protestantski pastor,
He said,
sveštenik,
what do you want now?
rekao je, šta želi sada?
I said, I have heard about all you guys talking about this Jesus. Who is he? What is that about it?
Odgovorio sam mu, čuo sam da svi vi pričate o tom Isusu. Ko je on? Gde se on nalazi?
He said, yes, you can talk to him. He's risen from the dead.
Da, on mi je odgovorio, ti možeš da razgovara sa njim, on je vaskrsao iz mrtvih.
We go to Easter now.
Idemo, bližimo se Vaskrsu,
Post
nakon časnog
starts.
posta.
And we go to Easter, and you see all say Christus Voskresie.
I naravno znate da svi govore Hristos Vaskrse.
Sometimes I would like to ask, are you sure?
Nekad se ih pitam, da li ste
Is he
sigurni?
Voskresie in your heart,
Da li je Vaskrs u vašem srcu?
or only in the scripture, in the Bible, and with your neighbor? Is it Voskresie in your heart?
Da li je Vaskrsao u vašem srcu ili to samo čitate u Svetom pismu?
You cannot be a mafiosi and say Christus Voskresie.
Ne možete da budete mafioze i da kažete Hristos Vaskrse.
Your life should then change. If he is really Voskresie, your life should change.
Ako je
Otherwise,
zaista-
it's blah, 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 hypocrisy.
Ako je zaista Vaskrs, onda će se vaš život promeniti, drugačije je to licemerje.
So I said, how can I meet him?
Ja
This
sam
Jesus.
pitao tog pastora kako mogu da se sretnem sa tim Isusom.
I said, ask him.
Rekao je, pitaj ga, obrati mu
How can
se.
I ask him?
Kako da ga pitam?
I asked Buddha, I asked Krishna, I asked all these gods.
Obraćao sam
They
se
never
svim
answered.
tim bogovima, Budi, Krišni, ali nisam nikad dobio odgovor.
Of course they cannot answer, they said, because they're all dead. But Jesus Christ was crazy. He's really risen from the dead. So you can speak to him.
Naravno, pastor mi je odgovorio, oni su svi mrtvi, ali Isus Hristos je vaskrsao iz mrtvih, znači možeš sa njim da razgovaraš, obrati mu se.
How?
Pitao sam se
You
kako.
must pray.
Moraš da se moliš.
I don't know what praying is. I've never been praying in my life.
Nisam znao šta je molitva, nikad se molio nisam u životu.
No, it's very simple. Just when you say the truth, That's praying. Say the truth.
Rekao mi je, to je jednostavno, samo kaži istinu i to ti je molitva.
Okay, I close my eyes.
Zatvorio sam oči
Jesus,
i rekao,
if you're really living
Isus, ako si zaista živ,
and you can see in us and our thoughts,
dakle i možeš da vidiš naše misli i nas,
if all that is true,
i ako je sve to istina što mi kažu,
well, then you must know me.
onda mora da me poznaješ.
And if you know me,
I ako me poznaješ,
you must also know that I don't believe in you.
također i znaš da ja u tebe ne verujem.
But I make you an offer now.
Ali dajem ti nudim ti nagodbu.
If you speak to me,
Ako mi se obratiš,
then I will believe you.
onda ću ti poverovati.
But I want to be sure it's you.
Ali moram biti siguran da si to zaista ti.
So, forgive me, normally you should not speak like this.
Naravno, verujte, oprostite mi, normalno tako čovjek ne
So you
razgovara.
can understand in my situation, I didn't want to be tricked again. Every time I was tricked, I just wanted to be sure.
Želeo sam da ne budem prevaren još jednom, nego da budem zaista siguran.
It was no pride or something, I just wanted to be sure, that's all.
To nije bila gordost, nego sam htio da budem siguran.
And the priest said, Jesus will speak to you.
I taj mi je pastor rekao, da, Isus će ti se
He
obratiti.
was 100% sure.
I on je bio 100% ubeđen.
That was on a Saturday evening.
Bila je subota uveče.
So next meeting with the priest was Sunday morning, 9 o'clock.
Sljedeći susret sa tim
I
sveštenikom.
went to the priest, I said, listen, now it's 10 hours. You said Jesus speak to me, now it's 10 hours, he did not speak to me.
Sljedeći susret sa sveštenikom bio u 9 sati ujutru, u nedelju, i ja sam došao i rekao,
Are
slušaj,
you
10 sati
tricky again?
došao, 10 sati je prošlo,
Klaus,
Isus mi se nije obratio.
I cannot decide. It's up to God. I cannot decide, but he will speak to
I
you.
rekao sam, opet sam prevaren, ali pastor mi je odgovorio.
I said, listen,
Ja ne mogu da prisilim Boga da ti se obrati. Rekao
Maybe-
sam mu, slušaj,
maybe the first exorcism, it was difficult, but maybe I was not really, I was mocking a little bit. Do it again. Make turbo exorcism.
rekao sam, uradio još jedan obred egzorcizma, možda onaj nije delovao.
From 9 o'clock, he said,
I rekao,
Jesus, do you want me to come or not?
Isuse, da li želiš da priđem ili ne?
And as clear as you hear my voice now, he said to me, yes, come, I have forgiven you everything.
I čuo sam jasno, kao što vi čujete moje reči, da priđi, sve ti je oprošteno, sve
This
sam
was
ti
a
oprostio.
big bang of love.
To je bio veliki prasak ljubavi.
But I told before, I want to be sure it's Jesus Christ.
Ali kao što sam rekao, želeo sam budem siguran da je to Isus Hristos.
So the echo of his voice was still in my ears when like a lightning, like a big sword came down and whoosh, cut me into pieces.
Još
I thought I'd die.
su njegove reči odzvanjale u mojoj glavi kad je kao munja se spustila sa vrha i presekla me na dvoje i osjetio sam da se guši.
I ran out of the church.
Istrčao sam iz
I
te
wanted to
crkve
kill myself.
Hteo
This
sam
was too much.
da se ubijem jer je to za mene bilo previše.
And then came another voice. Hey, Klaus, are you unhappy? Are you feeling
I
miserable?
onda se pojavio drugi glas koji mi je rekao i pitao da li si nesrećan.
Of course, I was ready to jump down from a wall
Naravno,
to kill
htio sam
myself.
da skočim.
Do what you have always done when you were unhappy.
I taj glas mi je rekao, uradi ono što si uvek radio kada si bio
The
nesrećan.
voice, forgive me, but it was, hey, what you have always done. Do what you have always done. It was very dirty voice.
I taj
Very loud
glas je
hearable.
bio jako strašan i prljav. Odjekivao u mojoj glavi.
Look behind you. Turn around.
Pogledaj iza sebe, okrenuo sam se.
To have power, since I was guru in India, I had power over people.
Da sam bio guru u Indiji, imao sam moć nad ljudima.
I could seduce them to the wrong religions,
Mogao sam da ih zavedem u bilo koju pogrešnu religiju.
to destroy their souls,
Da uništim njihove duše.
to do with them what they have done with me. That's what I've learned.
Da radim ono sa njima što god su me naučili da radim.
3 beautiful young girls were just passing there.
3 divne devojke su upravo prolazile.
I cut the way, they couldn't move on.
Presekao sam im put da ne mogu
I
da
looked
prođu.
first in her eyes,
Pogledao sam prvo u oči.
and I know how to attack people. I did it all my life.
Znao sam kako da napadnem ljude. Ceo život sam to radio.
But because Christ was already in me, but it was so fast, I didn't realize really.
Ali verujem da s obzirom da je Hristos bio u meni,
Something had changed.
nešto se odjednom
When I looked in the eyes of this
promenilo u
girl,
meni,
the
gledajući
first one,
u oči prve devojke.
I saw that she was unhappy.
Video sam u njenoj duši da je ona nesrećna.
This I could see always. This wasn't a problem. when you see unhappy, you can get people easily. It's very easy. So that wasn't the problem. But the moment I saw that this girl was good looking physically, but I saw she was miserable in her soul. I could see the heart.
U tom trenutku vidjevši da ta divna devojka koja je divno izgledala u svojoj duši duboko nesrećna,
instead of attacking,
umjesto da je napadnem,
the first time I had pity, compassion, that poor girl.
Odjednom sam po prvi put u životu osjetio stradanje, odnosno sažalio se na tu devojku.
In my brain, how can you find happiness, Klaus, with unhappy people? It's impossible. It's not logic.
U umu se postaje logično pitanje kako možeš da nađeš sreću sa nesrećnim ljudima.
So at the end, definitely, it's the most beautiful point in my story.
Dolazimo do kraja, koji je najvažniji, najlepši deo u mojoj priči.
Because I know there was the forgiveness instead of punishing. Come, I have forgiven you everything. He invited me, come. So I knew I will take the communion next time.
Ja sam shvatio da je sve mi oprošteno i da sljedeći put sam trebao da se pričestim.
And the next day was the next day.
Sljedeći dan.
Priest again came with the cup and invited the people.
Opet je sveštenik izašao da pričesti ljude.
And when I wanted to lift up and go and take it, I got panic. I said, if this attack comes again, I will be dying.
I u trenutku kad sam trebao da priđem, ja sam se panično uplašio, plašio se da će opet da me preseče munja na pola.
Deep scare and fear I had.
I taj strašni panični strah.
And in this fear, Jesus Christ came the second time, again spoke loud voices to me.
I u tom trenutku čuo sam opet po drugi put Isus Hristos kako mi se obratio.
I heard.
Čuo sam.
Don't be afraid.
Ne boj se.
In my name,
u moje ime,
you will always be stronger.
Biće sve jači i jači.
Wow, and that was, I get even today goosebumps if I think of that. This is never gone away.
I danas ja to osjećam i naježim se jer to nikada od mene ne odlazi ta radost.
I took the first time the communion.
Pričestio sam se.
And now I must make a bracket because very Orthodox people say Protestant cannot be. They don't have the ecclesia, they don't have the Holy Spirit.
Naravno, moram da napravim, da se ogradim, jer zaista pravoslavni ljudi kažu nema priziva Svetog Duha kod protestana.
But believe the Bible and believe the Father Sophroni.
Ali verujte Bibliji i Ocu Sophroni.
The Bible says the wind blows where it wills.
Kao što u Svetom pismu kaže, vetar ide duh živi gdje hoće.
We cannot prescribe the Holy Spirit what he has to do.
Mi ne možemo propisati Svetom
Duhu da God knew that later I will be Orthodox, so in this case, when Christ calls you personally himself, you can be sure that he was in this moment, not for the others, but for you, it was true. So it's a special case.
Da znajući da ću kasnije postati pravoslavan, Bog je učinio da to bude za mene sveto pričešće.
With this power of love, which never left me, there was in 1981, look at almost 38 years ago, it's still there.
I ta energija, ta ljubav je još uvijek u meni od 1981. godine.
I could go to Germany and forgive that priest even.
Mogao sam sa tom ljubavlju da se vratim u Nemačku i da oprostim kao slobodan čovjek tom svešteniku koji me zlostavljao.
I could forgive my mother.
Oprostio sam svojoj
majci. I found my father in Stuttgart in Germany. I forgave everybody.
Našao sam svog oca u Stuttgartu u Nemačkoj i oprostio mu.
This was the big miracle. Only Christ can do such a thing.
Jer je to čudo koje samo Hristos mogao da učini.
And then, am I Protestant, am I Catholic? This is when I met Father Sophroni in Lausanne again.
I to je trenutak kada sam se sreo sa ocem Sophronim u Lozani.
So and then I wanted to become a monk in Essex in the monastery of Saint Sophroni.
Hteo sam odmah da postane monak u Essexu, u manastiru oca Sophronija.
But at that time already Father Sophroni did 2 miracles. He could do miracles, of course, with my book and with other things. And he gave me the blessing to be like an evangelist. I'm not a Protestant evangelist, I'm an Orthodox evangelist, because I want to be this model. Not a good model, of course.
But Sophronim mi je dao blagoslov da propovedam i evanđelje, odnosno da budem model za druge.
So I want you, as I said, go home, go out of this door, richer, not because it's a story, because something in your heart has maybe changed tonight, to be serious. Don't use Gospodi pomilio if you don't mean it.
Dakle, želim da vam poručim da izađete bogati odavde, ne zbog mojih reči,
You say Christus was crazy if you don't live it.
to što kažete, Gospodi, pomiluj, ne govorite ako ne mislite,
Just
i
be honest.
Hristos vaskrse ako ne mislite,
Just be honest.
budite
Don't be hypocrite.
pošteni, odnosno iskreni,
And
ne budite
then
licemjerni.
comes what Christ said.
I onda dolazi ono što je Hristos
Don't be
rekao.
afraid. In my name you will be stronger, and that's where I learned, of course. In my name,
Ne boj se,
Gospode,
dakle, Hristos je rekao,
Isuse Christe. You see, this is my
u
name,
moje ime, Gospodi Isuse Hriste,
and this is what I'm doing since 35 years.
i to je ono što činim već 35 godina.
Pray without ceasing, St. Paul says.
Molim se bez posjedovanja i
And if you do that really, it's not a decoration like many kids, they get this for the baptism, and it's a decoration.
to zaista
No,
radite da to ne bude brojanica dekoracija kao što deca dobijaju kada su krštena,
this is a Rolex.
jer ovo je moj Rolex,
It's the most expensive you can find.
najskuplji koji možete naći.
Because it takes you out of time,
Jer vas
if we go with
izvodi
time, it
iz
takes you to
vremena
eternity.
i vodi vas u večnost.
If you mean what you say,
Ako mislite ono što
if
kažete,
you don't mean what you say, don't be hypocrite, don't do it.
ako ne mislite, nemojte biti licemjerni, ne
Then
govorite.
go home tonight richer.
Dakle, idete noćas
This
kući
is what
bogati.
Christ wants of every one of
I
us.
to je ono što Hristos želi od svakog od nas.